Hey folks, my name's John, but my friends call me Izzy, and you can too. This is Izzy's Painting Workshop. Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've filmed a video. It's been a long time since I've filmed a video, and I don't know, who knows, 2024, let's go! Anyway, so one of the things that's happened is that we are now in ITS Season 15 for Infinity. So what that means is Infinity has Infinity Tournament seasons, and we are currently in Season 15, and 15 comes on the heels of Endsong, which is old news by this point in the meta and everything, but just for those people out there who aren't super into Infinity and stuff, just an explanation. So in Endsong, there's this alien artifact called the Tzatziki sauce digester, and basically it got triggered and it's causing all these weird quantum anomaly zones on one of the capital planets of the human sphere and the human zone, Concilium Prima, where the basically the UN of the human sphere and Infinity is centered on Concilium Prima 012. The faction 012, you can actually play them, but so in these quantum anomaly zones you can do battles, and one of the things that exists in these quantum anomaly zones are quantum anomaly zone creatures, or QAZ creatures, or as I like to call them, QAZ beasts. And I had ordered some minis from a 3D printing company. I'll put them in the in the description section where I got all the minis from. I ordered these awesome looking minis from this 3D printing company, and I did them up to look like this guy. The problem with this is that the QAZ creatures, or the QAZ beasts, are supposed to be on 25mm bases, and they're supposed to be size 1. This is closer to a 50mm base or a 45mm size base. But so anyway, we got this guy, and we're gonna try and take this guy here. I got 2 of these, and make him look closer to this guy so that he fits on a 25mm base and he's closer to size 1. I got this guy from a different 3D printing place. Hold on, let me see if I can hold him like that. I got this guy from a different 3D printing company, and it's this little chibi xenomorph. I got 4 of them, but I'm gonna pick 2 of them out of the 4. And this is the guy we're gonna paint up today. He's resin, so we're gonna wash him off in soap and water. We're gonna glue him to a base. He doesn't look like he really needs much cleanup, and I mean, to be quite frank, this is just basically a token for a game piece. I'm not going to go crazy on it. So we're gonna clean them off in soap and water. We're going to glue them to a 25mm base, so we'll stand him on there like that, and we will paint him up to look as close to this guy as we can get him. Yeah, so come with me on this journey. Okay, so first we're going to wash off our little creatures here. We got our little creatures. We got our cheap plastic throwaway thing that we're gonna put them in, because this is resin and the mold release. Who wants to deal with it? We got our Dawn soap. No, we are not sponsored by Dawn, but if it's good enough to get the oil off of little baby duckies after they were soaked with it in the Gulf of Mexico, then it's good enough to clean off our little toy soldiers. And we have our trusty little colander thing that we put in the drain here so that these guys don't accidentally go down the drain. Alright. We're taking it back a little bit to some of our old time viewers. Alright. So yeah, that's about good. Yeah, that's about good. Put a little bit of soap in there. Put some water in here. Alright. Turn it off. It's good and soapy. We're going to seal this because I can. And these guys are in the bottom here, you can see. I don't know if you can see it, but they're in the bottom there. So now we're just going to shake the shit out, sugar beat out of this. Sugar. Is this damaging any of the fragile resin parts? I hope not. Alright. Let's open this in the sink. Bada bing. Alright. It's getting soaked up. Alright. Alright. And wash them off. Alright. Yeah, sure, it looks about good. Put them on a magic piece of paper towel to dry. Sugar. Alright, put this off. Alright. A little more. Alright. Alright, then you let that do the job and the mold release is gone. Even though it's not really mold release, it's 3D printed, so it doesn't really have mold release on it, but like they clean. This whole step might have been completely unnecessary because these are 3D printed models. Huh. Alright. Not for the first time you've caught me on camera being an idiot. Alright, so we've got our two little guys here. We've got our 25 mil bases that we are going to magnetize with our magnets. And they fit into that little 25 mil spot perfectly like that, almost like as if those spots were meant to hold magnets. So let's do the magnets first because they're the biggest pain in the butt. So what I am doing is getting some Gorilla Glue because the stuff is monster. You shake it, and then you beat it against the table to draw it near the top. Then you can unscrew it and use it. Alright, so we'll drop in here. Drop in here. That'll do. And put a magnet in here. Put a magnet in here. No. The fun thing is, my wedding ring is made out of steel, so sometimes these guys try to stick to it a little bit. And now we hold them for 30 seconds. I'm not going to make you watch that. Behold, we have glued up xenomorphs on their bases. Alright. With magnets. Alright. And we are taking the wedding ring off because primer likes to stick to metal, and we are going to be using the Grex because it is my beast. I love it. And we're not doing any crazy detail with these guys on this airbrush. We're basically just going to do a zenithal with black primer that I should have had. Yeah, black primer. I was hiding behind a water bottle, and we're just gonna zenithal it with some white ink, Dalarani white ink, whatever. And then after we've inked it and everything, we're gonna use Vallejo Express Color, this deep purple, because it looks really cool over a zenithal. We're gonna thin it way down. So here we go. First, shuka. All right. So when I use thinner, I usually basically use 1:1 thinner to surface primer, because I find the thinner that it comes out, the less it clogs my paintbrush. 2, 3. So 15 drops of thinner, give or take. Shake. Oh, knock over the glue. Yay. And then about 15 drops of primer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yay! Alright, and then we're gonna, whatever. See if it comes out. Yeah, it's coming out okay. Alright, and we can actually glue these to, we can actually put these on holders, so. Primer should stick. And so on and so forth. Alright, so these guys are looking like so. They actually look pretty cool with just the black paint on. They got that Aliens vibe to them, but yeah, we're gonna screw that up by putting more paint on them. So for the ink, shuka, sure. And then what I like to do with white, even if it is ink and it's already thinned, I try and thin it even more, because white is a pain in the backside to paint because it clogs up your airbrush. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 drops of ink. And that's already thin, but we are going to dilute it with more airbrush thinner. And we are going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 drops of airbrush thinner, because I really don't like dealing with clogs in my airbrush. And swirly. And we put the whole mess in the cup. Alright. See how that's coming out? Oh, it's coming out alright. But you know what? We're going to take this off and keep this handy so that I can just take off any paint, any dry paint. So top down on these. Mostly top down. And alright, so that's that guy, and this guy. A bit more extra on the front of the head because we want some attention drawn there. Maybe a little bit more on the teeth. So you may notice we're not going strictly top down, but close enough. But just enough to, yeah, hold on. Get this a little bit more from the top. Get this enough to, you know, just bring out all the details. Close it down a little bit more. Bring out all the details. Make it look nice. Alright. Next. Alright. So we got these guys looking like this. Next, time to do the express color purple. Yes. Alright. So we cleaned out the paint cup pretty well because we don't want any of the white coming in, because we want this stuff to come in pretty thin and not opaque. So put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of that. And we are going to thin this, but I think I could just do this with H2O, yeah? So 11 drops of water for that. Let's see how this looks. 11 drops of water. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Still looking pretty good. Some of the white's coming in, I'm not liking that, but we'll make do. Alright. Drop it in the cup. See how it's coming out. That's a nice consistency. Alright, so here we go. And we hit this from all over. And you see how it just attaches itself so nicely to all those white areas. And all those shadows stay shadowy. Now, we want to hit everything. Even the black parts, because we want them to look kind of purple too, but you can definitely see there's shadow and definition, and that's just a zenithal with express colors from Vallejo. You could use probably contrast paint, you could probably use the army painter, speed paints or whatever. I just like the Vallejo paints. You can use whatever you're using. Alright, so that guy's looking like that. Hit this guy. Much of the same. Wash, rinse, repeat. Ad infinitum. And voila, we have the work that we're going to get done on the airbrush done. And we're going to keep the airbrush out because we want to seal them. You see they're a little shiny. But the next work we're going to be doing is with this kind of like beat up brush. And we're going to use just a regular palette and not a wet palette for this, because we're basically just going to put the green ink from P3 on it, because when you put the ink over this, when you put this ink over this like purple, it comes out like a turquoise. So this is the kind of color scheme we're looking for. So you can see all that turquoise and like the musculature, and in the you know, at the extremities. It's a real quick thing to do. And as you can see, it's going to be a lot easier to paint these guys because they don't have much detail. Turn off the airbrush. So shuka 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 shuka, and doop 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 doop. Okay, that's probably enough of that. All right, and I think we're gonna put it at the back of the head, I think, instead of the front. I was thinking about doing it in the front. Well, we'll try one in the front. We'll see what it looks like when we try putting some of the ink on the front of the head, the front plate. See if we like that. that on. Let that dry a little bit, a minute. But you see how it turns that nice turquoise color there. Because really, this is sepia, and because really this is magenta, and that's not sepia. This is magenta, and this turns into something closer to a. Oh my goodness, I can't remember names in color theory anymore because I am ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, the really blue one. Alright, so in the meantime, we're going to get the hands completely done in this. Don't worry if we go a little up the arm because we're going to aim to do that on purpose. And, you know, get all his little claw bits. Try to keep this on camera. I wasn't that great on painting on camera back in the day when I did this more often, so I don't think I've gotten better since I'm out of practice. Cover his little spiky tail in this. I love that spiky tail. Like that's like I think my favorite part of these models is the spiky tail. And get a little bit up the tail that way. Get this hand. Get the hand. Alright. Just glop it on there. And yeah. And then the feet, we're going to glop it on there too. Don't worry if you get it on the base, we're going to paint the base black again anyway. You'd be a little messy with this. Alright. And we're gonna paint here because I'm guessing some of the paint came off or whatever. Alright. We'll come back to that. Maybe it'll just look cool. Alright, and this guy, once again, the tail, the little tail spike, tail spin. Ooh, 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 ooh. Nah, don't sue me, Disney, please. Alright, I was gonna have some duty-free, some royalty-free music playing in the background while I was doing this, because I don't usually work, like, in complete silence. I usually work with music playing in the background, or some people work with music, some people with podcasts, some people, you know, whatever, but I just forgot to do it, and I'm not gonna put it on now that I'm already working. And we're just glopping this on here, not being careful at all. Because this is an organic creature. Alright, we're going to try and get this through here. Alright, and you know what? I think I like how that came out, but we're going to do it a little differently. We're not going to do the whole front palette. We're going to do some of it. No, we'll do the whole front palette. It doesn't have to be uniform, but we're going to keep it a little uniform for now. Alright, and now we're going to take some of this ink and we're going to water it down. A lot. There you go. And now that we've watered that down, we're going to basically do some kind of glazing on the edges of where it was. And this is going to kind of blend it in and make it look organic and not like you just stop painting at a certain point. Here you go. Even on the tail. And that's why it's not that big a deal if you what's it called? If you didn't get it perfectly clean on the tail. Now on the head we're going to do something different, and I'll show you in a bit. But that's why it's not important to get it perfectly clean on the hand or whatever, because we're taking it up a little bit, we're glazing it up, down. And this is like some dirty glazing. This isn't like fine-tuned glazing. This is some dirty stuff we're doing. And once again, y'all, on this one, actually put a little bit more ink in that water. But it's still pretty thin, you can see.
So, all right. And once again, when we're doing this, you draw the paint towards where the dark area is. So, towards where the dark area on the hand is, towards where the dark area on the foot claws are. So you just towards it, so that it looks like it belongs there. Yeah. And so, yeah, his head looks a little funky. I don't know what happened. Maybe some of the purple ink didn't have enough time to dry or whatever. And that's why it's coming out like that. Alright, well, it's okay. Oh no! We pulled up some of the green ink. Alright, let's put that on there, glop it on. Alright. Like we did with this guy, just glop on some more of that green ink. Alright, and we're gonna let this dry a bit and come back to it. Alright, so this ink still isn't dry yet on the heads. I've been watching YouTube videos about making food from the 1800s because that's what I do with my life when my wife isn't home. That's my exciting my wife isn't here thing to watch. Anyway, we're gonna, you can definitely see around here where it's like still shiny. The ink isn't dry yet, so I'm gonna put on a few more YouTube videos and wait for this to dry, because I think you can see these white parts here. That's when I didn't let the purple dry enough, and I think also because when I put the purple on, I used water to thin it instead of using paint thinner, instead of using the airbrush thinner to thin it, and I think that's why I'm having a problem, because when I did the other models, I didn't have this problem, but I think thinning it with water is what gave me that, what's causing that. Like, then I tried to rub a brush over it, and it rubbed off all the purple ink. All right, so onward and upward. We'll be back. Okay, so we've been giving this ink some time to dry, and it's still wet. But and I you know, those white bits on there from those light bits on there from when we brushed off the purple ink, they're not gone yet. But it's been an hour and a half waiting for this to dry, and I think I'm pretty done with it. So what we're gonna do is try and get like little speckles happening like from the back to the front, so that it looks like it, so that it's not just an abrupt stop there at the pleat. And we're gonna do that by dipping the brush into the ink and then spritzing it with the airbrush so that it splatters paint there. And we're going to prevent that paint from going all over the rest of the miniature by putting some of this Reynolds wrap stuff on it. Let's see if we can get this. Alright. 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 One. And oh, don't connect onto that one. Alright. 2. Okay. How's this ink looking? Still wet? Yep, that's still wet. Wonder if that has anything to do with it, but turn the airbrush back on. Get this guy good and full of wet, and let's see. Alright. Alright, looks kind of cool. Get that wood again. I gotta get one again. Alright. Alright. Let that dry a little bit, and see if we can take the Reynolds wrap off. Alright. Looks like we didn't get too much on the other spots. And that looks pretty cool and organic. And so that's our big trick for this guy. So at this point, we're just gonna wait for this ink to dry, and then I'm gonna hit it with a ultra matte varnish, and then we're gonna paint the bases black, and I'm gonna try this stuff for the bases. This DARTH MAXX. I haven't tried it on anything yet. I just got it in the mail today. Today is I guess now it's the 5th, but I got it on Tuesday, which is when I started filming. So I got this on Tuesday, so I'm gonna try this out. Yeah, so we'll come back for that later. Okay, so we've got these guys matted. I wanted to matte them before trying to put this black paint on, because I don't know how this will interact with a matte varnish, but you can see how that got dulled down a whole lot. And you can see how the spray patterns came out. I think it looks pretty cool. It looks like organic and like an animal. And I like that. And so we're gonna try this stuff out. I'm not sponsored by Green Stuff World or anything, but like I saw this stuff and I thought it looked like a cool idea, and we're gonna test that out on the bases and see, because like these are like alien looking things. So let's see how this like super matte black, like almost like space dark stuff looks. And also, my clients at work gave me this paintbrush set, and this isn't so much once again, I'm not sponsored by this company or whoever they are, but I don't have that client's permission to use their name on the internet, so I'm not gonna say their name. But they gave me these brushes as a Christmas present, so as a holiday present, and so I'm gonna test out, I think, this guy here, this number 2 round, and we're gonna test that out on this dark matte stuff. And so first thing, we're gonna shake this bottle. Ooh, it comes with a little shaker in it. You can hear that. You can hear it's got a bearing in it, so that's good. Shake that. Alright. Let's put this in a clean little thing. This comes out really thick. Okay. So the stuff comes out really thick from the bottle. I don't know if I'm going to need this much paint to just cover this base, but also this needs to be... These are brand new brushes, so they probably come with a little bit of a sealer on there. Alright. So this brush is a little wet. Alright. Let's do this. So this stuff goes on real thick. Yeah. And spread it out a little bit. But it likes going on thick. It doesn't really like going on thin. It likes a full thick coat. And we're black rimming this base. Like the good happy fun times. So it seems to be doing an okay job of that. Now, I super don't want to lick my brush when I'm working with this stuff, because like I'm sure it's mega toxic. I'm sure this stuff is probably mega toxic. However, they got it this like super black color they propound that it purports to be. Like it's probably like hella toxic to touch to put in your face. So don't lick your brushes when you're working with this stuff. Is what I'm saying. I mean, many would say don't lick your brushes, period, because it's not good for you. But I mean, we all have habits, but don't lick your brushes when you're working with this stuff. Like, straight up legit, like, I do believe you might die. Or, like, instantly get cancer or something. Not that I'm a professional, not that I'm a chemist, not that I'm a doctor. But my gut feeling is something that they make look like the blackest black ever. I'm sure they had to do chemical things to this stuff that are, like, super harmful to the human body. Alright, put a little bit more coat on that. Put a little bit more on that. Alright, I have a feeling this is going to have to go down on 2 coats. Go on in 2 coats. So let's start this guy. This brush is pretty good for getting in between his little toesies. Oop. Oh, that's there. That's alright. Happy little accident. Alright. Thick coats. I know you're supposed to do 2 thin coats, but this is an extenuated circumstance with this paint. Like, it's not normal paint. So rather than 2 thin coats, I think we do 2 thick coats. The other thing is, if you leave the coat too thick, then you can see the brush strokes, and that's not okay. Alright. Hold on. Get the back of that area behind his foot. Alright. Hold on. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look covered. Alright. Do we look like we have base coverage? Okay, yeah. Alright. So, this is what it looks like dry. Let's see what it looks like when we put another coat on there. It goes on dark enough, but I don't know about like the blackest black since infinity times a million plus a bajillion that like they're talking about. Come on. Is this pulling up the other color? Alright, so spot do this a little bit. Okay. We're going to set these to dry for a little bit before we put the second coat on. And I'm going to wash my hands in the meantime. We'll be back. Okay, so this stuff's looking pretty black, I guess. But, like, I mean, definitely looks very matte. But I'm wearing gloves because I don't usually wear gloves because, like, I usually like, safety's for nerds. But, like, I mean, I have no clue. I have no clue what they put in this stuff to make it as the blackest black times infinity, whatever. So, like, I don't want to get that on my hands if I don't have to. So I'm going to I'm going to wear gloves while I work with this stuff because I don't want to get cancer. That's not to say it necessarily will give you cancer. Green Stuff World, please don't sue me. But like, I don't know, like, it never hurts to be safe. Never hurts to take safety precautions. Mainly, what I'm doing is like just covering up the brush strokes that I did earlier that came through. Edging it looked pretty normal. Some anomalies here and there, irregularities in the base rimming. Is this on camera? I hope this is even on camera. Alright, so, yeah. And initially I was a little worried about trying to put a matte varnish over this stuff, but it looks pretty darn matte by itself for getting the matte varnish, so I don't know. We'll see how that comes out. I have a feeling this would go on a lot smoother with the airbrush, because everything goes on a lot smoother with the airbrush, but I don't want to atomize this stuff and aerosolize it, because once again, I don't know what's in it that made it this like super dark black that they claim it to be. Alright. I'm sure you're done watching me paint a base black. So, my gloves seem to be pretty clean, so I don't have to worry about that. Maybe I can even reuse these, but we'll move along. Alright, so looking at these look pretty dark. These bases are pretty dark. I mean, you can't see it on camera as well. Like, it doesn't look as dark as it looked like in the advertisements. On camera, it looks super hella black, but like in real life, it looks dark, but it just looks more matte than dark. But also, I have like two 500 Kelvin bulbs blaring down on it too, so that has something to do with it. I don't know. So like, am I gonna use this stuff for other stuff in the future? I don't know, I got 60 milliliters worth of it, so there's a good chance I'm going to get more use out of it, but I don't know. So, here we go, and I guess next is turntable vision, and we'll hit that up later. Alright. So that's our beasts painted, our QAZ Anomaly Creatures. So the DARTH, the MAXX DARTH looks pretty cool under normal light. Even in turntable vision, you could see like it looks really dark under like normal light, not like under two 5,000 Kelvin white balanced bulbs. It looks just kind of like matte, but in regular normal light that you'll look at them at, like on a gaming table, they look super dark. They look really cool. No, I am not sponsored by Green Stuff World. I just saw the stuff, ordered it, and thought it was cool. I'll say again. Yeah, so thanks for joining me to the end. If you have, hit like,
subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with anybody who you think might like it if the spirit moves you. Happy New Year. Welcome into 2024. Let's hope this one's better than the last. And yeah, have a good night, and may all your wars be on the tabletop.